One rainy night could erase an entire tribe of humans. Not with a flood. A few cold drops fell on the only fire they had, and it hissed, and it died. And nobody left alive knew how to make another one. This is the quietest way a human group can vanish. No battle, no monster, just a fire that went out. For most of the story, we treat fire as the great gift. But fire was also a trap, and the tribes that fell into it left no grave, no bones we can find, and no name. In the next few minutes, I will show you how our ancestors mastered fire, the hidden trap that mastery set, and the 3 moves that decided who survived the cold and who simply disappeared. Stay with me. The strangest clue comes from our own cousins. Let's start at the beginning. Deep in a cave in South Africa called Wonderwerk, scientists found tiny flecks of ash and burnt bone. A researcher named Francesco Berna dated the layer. It was about 1 million years old. That is our ancestor, Homo erectus, sitting by a controlled fire 1 million years before you were born. Think about how strange and precious that skill really was. Every wild animal runs from fire. Our ancestors learned to walk toward it, to feed it, to carry it in their hands, to lie down and sleep beside it. No creature on Earth had ever done that before. Once we had fire, everything changed fast. The night got longer because we could light it. The cold got weaker because we could beat it. And our food got softer because we could cook it. The fire did far more than warm us. It pushed the big cats back to the edge of the dark. It turned the night from a time of pure fear into a time to gather close, to share food, and to tell the very first stories. Almost everything we call human began around that little circle of light. But that last gift, the cooking, matters more than it sounds. A scientist named Richard Wrangham argues that cooking is what made us human. Raw food is hard work. Your body burns hours just chewing and digesting it. But cooked food gives up its energy easily. That freed up fuel, and our brains grew huge on the surplus. Here is the trap hiding inside that gift. Once your body counts on cooked food, you cannot easily go back. Your jaw shrank. Your gut shrank. A modern human try to live on raw wild plants slowly starves. We did not just use fire. We became animals that need it. So fire was no longer a luxury. It was life support. And life support is only safe if it never, ever switches off. So every group now carried an invisible weakness. As long as the fire burned, they were the most powerful animals alive. But let it die with no way to light it again, and they turned soft, slow, and clawless, shivering in the dark. The whole distance between king and corpse was one small flame. Now for that strange clue from our cousins. In southwest France, a team led by Harold Dibble looked at where Neanderthals left fire and when. You would expect to find the most fire in the freezing years when they needed it most. They found the exact opposite. The Neanderthals used lots of fire in the warm years and very little fire in the coldest ones. Sit with how backwards that is. It is like running your heater all summer, then switching it off the moment winter arrives. Why would anyone do that? The unsettling answer some scientists suggest is this. Maybe they cannot make fire on command. Maybe they could only borrow it from wildfires and from lightning strikes. And lightning starts far more fires in warm, dry weather than in the frozen deep of an ice age. If that is true, then a Neanderthal group in a hard winter was in terrible danger. Their fire was a gift from the sky. And in the cold, the sky had gone quiet. When their last flame died in the snow, there was no spark left to bring it back. This has a name that should scare you a little. Scientists call it use it or lose it. A skill that is not used and not taught can vanish from a whole people in a single generation. It just quietly disappears. And this is not only an ancient problem. Our own species has forgotten things too. Islanders once lost the knowledge to build the canoes their grandparents sailed. Whole cultures forgot how to make pottery or the recipe for a certain kind of concrete. If nobody keeps a skill alive, it dies with the last person who ever had it. So picture the final winter of a tribe that lost the flame. The snow comes early. The fire goes out on a wet, black night. The old man who once made fire from a spark is 3 winters dead, and he never taught the trick because there was always fire, so why bother? The children shiver against the cold. The raw meat will not keep them alive. One by one, the cave goes silent. And in the spring, another band wanders in and finds only cold gray ash and still shapes on the floor. That is what a tribe vanishing actually looks like. And it happened faster than you would think. Not over 1,000 years. Sometimes in the space of one bad winter, a group that had thrived for ages was simply gone. So how did the survivors survive? The groups that made it through the ice all did 3 things. Write them down, because they are really about far more than fire. Move 1. Keep the ember alive. The winners never gambled on the sky. They carried fire with them everywhere, a glowing coal wrapped in bark and moss, fed and guarded day and night. One person was always the keeper of the flame, and the rule was simple. It does not go out. Not ever. Move 2. Make it, do not wait for it. The real leap was never just using fire. It was learning to create it on demand with a spinning stick or a hard-struck stone. Think about what that means. A spark in your own 2 hands is freedom. It means you never have to beg the sky for warmth again. A group that can make fire feared no rain and no cold snap. Move 3. Teach it before you need it. This is the one that truly saved them. They taught the young how to make fire while times were easy and the sun was still warm. They did not wait for the crisis to share the secret, because a skill you keep to yourself dies with you, but a skill you teach outlives you. Keep the ember alive. Make it, do not wait for it. Teach it before you need it. That is how some human groups walked out of the ice alive, while others simply froze into silence. Here is a test you can run on your own life tonight. Think of one skill that quietly keeps your world running. How to fix the broken thing. How to grow the food. How to do the work that pays the bills. Now ask yourself one hard question. If you vanish tomorrow, does anyone else know how to keep that fire lit? If the answer is no, then you're the Neanderthal in the warm summer, certain the sky will always provide. The tribes that survived were not the strongest, and they were not the smartest. They were simply the ones who never let the fire go out and never kept it to themselves. If this changed how you see a simple flame, then you already think like this channel. Subscribe and stay curious. Next time, the final piece of the whole story. Fire did not just keep us alive. It quietly reshaped our bodies. It shrank our jaws, our teeth, and our guts, and it slowly redrew the human face itself. How did cooking change the way that you look? That answer is stranger than it sounds. Sharper thinking, one question at a time.